Shalom, Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakah, Quadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone. And peace and salutations and peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. Shalom. Back with another lesson. This will be a quick hit, straight to the point. And just looking in the headlines, this 2026 is really going to set it off. And, you got these budget cuts that are about to take place here in Babylon. That Trump administration, they're really about to put belt to ass in this end here. This whole Section 8 housing, the HUD funding is there's a big shakedown that's coming. That's about to take place because a lot of places in these states are just, they supposedly, they don't have the money, man. And Trump and them are cutting down on funding these different programs. But I'm going to play this quick clip, and this dude, I forgot his name, but he's a Section 8 housing consultant, a specialist. And I think he got property and things like that. He's been in the business, and he got some good insight. But he goes into it. I'm just going to play a small clip and get straight to the point and, quote a few scriptures or whatever and get out. There's so much going on. The Lord told us, and what is that? Mark, the 13th chapter, the 33rd verse. Quote me if I'm wrong, but to pray and watch, for ye not know when the time is. We're supposed to be praying. We need mercy, man. You're gonna need mercy in this end. Mercy from the Lord, because homelessness is coming. The Lord said, foxes have holes, birds of the air have nests, but the Son of Man have nowhere to lay his head. It's homelessness coming. We're going to need the Lord in this end, especially for us, the Akim, Akwaf, the tribes, that's on these different programs and stuff. You exercise it, utilize it to the best of your ability till there's no more, man. It's a survival mode. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord told us to pray and watch. And when we need him, ultimately, we need him. So I'm going to play this because, this shit about to get real out here, man.
Here's what we've got. Portland, Oregon, they've got a $35 million shortfall, okay? Not managing money very well. Moving on from there, Boston Housing Authority, it's got zero money at all, and they're only going to pay 25% of their rent. So what that's going to create for the city of Boston is virtually everybody that has a voucher is going to get evicted. No landlord is going to accept 25%, okay? I don't see that going on. And
see, and he said, the landlords, that accept the Section 8 and the housing on their properties, they're going to be, it's going to be cut down, and the landlords to accept 25%. See? And that 25%, let's just say the landlord is, housing is given, or HUD is giving the landlord, your landlord, $500 that he's receiving. They're paid to help you out, but that 25% of that 500 is going to be cut down to 125. Instead of receiving that full 500, that's going to be cut down to that landlord receiving $125. That's a huge difference, man. But this is about to create a huge giant wave of evictions that's coming.
housing authorities are not going to be able to recover. So under normal circumstances, when you're funded properly for the next year, you could hash it out, for December, well, Peter to pay Paul, but the city of Boston, since they have no money, no reserve, then what happens is...
And Boston is a major city, man. That's a major city. Salakia. So if this is going on in these major cities, just imagine what's going down in the smaller cities across Babylon.
As we move into January, the funding gets chopped in half. So what we're seeing is December is becoming the playground for evicting everybody. We're expecting over half the people across America that are in Section 8 programs to get evicted next year. And I don't mean just eviction, just kicked out. HUD's even making it permissible at this point. I was reading an article where they give 3 tiers of options for housing authorities: cut down, cut back, and they get authorization to kick everybody out, okay? And where they're suggesting line number 2 is that everybody that's a project-based housing, that should be the first, that's the second tier of clearing out everybody. So we could see extremely high numbers being kicked out and evicted from project-based housing because that was considered as a second tier. The third tier, last option, is just getting approved by HUD and then issuing notices to vacate. And we're talking about in many states, 3 days notice to vacate. Not every place in the country is 30 days. Now, I understand that under federal rules, they do require a 30-day notice, but it really does depend on the state that you're in. If you don't, and let me tell you, there is one magical state in the U.S. In Arkansas, if you don't pay your rent, you go to jail. Okay? It's a misdemeanor to not pay rent. So God help anybody in the state of Arkansas. I've got land out there. People out there kind of unusual anyways. But criminalized not paying rent is a bigger problem for that state. So moving up from there, in Boston cannot pay any of the rents, and they're only offering 25% for December. And then after that, they're going to have to evict half the people anyways. Los Angeles, they're looking at 60%, only 60%. 60% of the people out there will not receive any money at all for rent, and thus eviction for December.
And that Los Angeles County is the largest county in the U.S. See, Boston, L.A. These are major, big cities, man. And if they're because I believe, quote me if I'm wrong, L.A. County is has a 47 or $48 billion deficit that they're facing. It's just crisis after crisis. That's the Lord is plaguing this place. It's just a matter of time before, it crumbles.
Looking on here, Fresno and Madera in California, they have no money. Looking further at my list, let's see. It looks like just about every county in California is being affected by no money or shortfalls. So we're expecting an astronomical number throughout the state of California. New York and NYCHA's rung in, they've got no money. What little they've got, really, they're barely spending it, and so we're expecting a tidal wave. It does seem like a lot of the states that may potentially politically be Democratic seem to be.
And I'll leave it there. And like you said, a lot of these cities, the blue states, and these are the sanctuary states. And Trump is coming after these states, man, these blue states, because they don't want to comply. But you got to brace for impact at this point, man. You're going to need the Lord to make it out of this. Because all roads lead to that MOTB, that RFID micro C hip. There's just no other way to this, man. It don't matter how much money that you got. It don't matter how poor you are, because it tell you in that Revelation, the 13th chapter, that no man may buy or sell, rich or poor, free or bond. You going to take that mark, bruh. You going to take that mark. You know what I'm saying? Or else you're going to be moved out the way. But the Lord's elect is not going to, they're not going to take that mark no matter what, because the Lord, number one, they're the Lord's elect. And the Lord going to provide, he going to make a way for his elect. He going to make a way in these tough times that are coming. The Lord going to make a way for his elect. And that's just bottom line. The rest, they're going to suffer, man. They're going to lose their mind, bug out, and ultimately perish. But, gather everything together that you can, man. Ultimately, the scriptures, because basically there's you can't physically, carnally prep for what the Lord is bringing in the end here. You cannot, and you can store up and stock all the food and water and cash and gold all you want. That's only going to go so far, man. So, the Lord told you, without me, there's no savior. Shalom.